Now, April 2014 was the 450th birthday of William Shakespeare, England's most famous playwright. And to celebrate the big day, the Globe Theatre, which originally staged his works, began a worldwide tour of the play Hamlet. Well, the story of the Danish prince who finds that his uncle murdered his father to take the throne embraces a number of powerful themes, including political intrigue, sexual obsession and madness. Well, some of the world's leading actors, like Laurence Olivier, have played the tortured prince. And the latest name to be added to that distinguished list is the Nigerian-born actor Ladi Emeruwa, who joins me in the studio. It is a distinguished list. David Tennant played him.
Yes, he did recently, yeah.
That's right, got very, very good reviews. But, I mean, let's look at the tour, because off-camera you said that you got back a couple of days ago from Venezuela.
I literally came back yesterday, actually.
You came back yesterday?
Yeah.
Right, so you're doing very well so far, so stay alert.
I am very alert. I'm here.
But, I mean, how's the tour been going so far?
Oh, it's been incredible. You know, it's now in its 7th month. We've covered all of Eastern Europe, Russia and the Americas and the Caribbean. So now, yeah, it's going fantastically.
Why do you think people are so receptive to Shakespeare? I mean,
his plays are just so universal. They deal with the most universal themes. I mean, if you take Hamlet, for an example, like you said, it covers so many different things.
I mean, that was just a selection of the themes.
And that was just a little selection of the themes. And the thing is, you know, depending on your personal, social, political situation, you know, you'll take away those different things from the play. So it's just, there's so many things in it. But
a lot of people say that it's also a very difficult, dare I say it, challenging role for an actor to take on. That's been offered to loads of people, loads of men. Some men have said absolutely no way. But then you've got others who've just absolutely relished the challenge. What was it about that role that appealed to you?
I mean, that's the thing. I think that there's just so much in it. Like, over the next 2 years, I'll be getting the chance to actually explore it in so many different directions, and I don't think 2 years is even enough to really, really mind something like this.
How many years?
10, maybe. You know, who knows? I think it'll be very sad, you know, at the end of the 2 years to let go of something that's been so personal for such a long time.
Because, I mean, you actually share the role. So,
yes, I do.
But I think which I find quite interesting is how, well, when you come off the stage, are you very critical of your performance, and do you actually compare yourself against the actor who's taking over from you? No,
not at all. It's a fascinating process, this whole globe-to-globe Hamlet, because, you know, I share Hamlet with another actor, and then there's you know, the other 15 actors, well, rather other 11 actors share their roles with other people too. So, you know, Horatio, for example, is played by 5 different actors, and so, you know, you have to, with this production, you have to sort of be willing to, you know, let go and, you know, dispel any sense of you know, ownership you feel as if you have over it, and just be generous, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's an ensemble piece more than anything else.
But how do you keep each performance fresh?
Well, it's funny because we're playing in such a wide array of venues, you know, from amphitheatres to indoor black box theatres to massive concert halls, you know, and then because, you know, each performance is an entirely different thing, because, you know, one day I'm playing Hamlet, the next day Naeem's playing Hamlet, the next day Ophelia changes, so it's constantly a different beast. So it's never the same thing, so it has to stay fresh.
Sure, because it is a portable set, effectively, that you guys carry around with you.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw in the video you were playing, but there's the actual set is comprised of like 16 boxes. And we carry the set inside those boxes, and those are the boxes we carry around with us everywhere we go.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on the places where you have performed, amphitheatres, but also beaches as well.
Yep, I mean, the list is endless, you know, amphitheatres, beaches, concert halls, rock stadiums, you know.
Rock stadiums?
Well, yeah, we played in Budapest. We played at this massive, maybe 2,500-seater like rock stadium, really, and we had to be projected onto screens with the microphones, so we had to have a camera rehearsal. So it was almost like, you know, doing it was a multimedia event.
And was it a sellout?
Yes, it was, yeah.
So you had people filling the seats, and those who couldn't get inside actually saw it projected outside as well?
We've had that on a number of occasions now, actually.
Which is amazing, because you think that because Shakespeare is the most English of English playwrights, that you were talking about the universal appeal, that it wouldn't actually carry over, because it doesn't necessarily work with all playwrights, does it?
No, I suppose it doesn't, but it's funny. It's like, you know, I think one of the things I realised, because I watch the play a lot, because obviously I'm not in there half the time, And one of the things I really, really appreciate, certainly on this leg, is that a lot of people come to see this play just to hear the language spoken. For the, you see them mouthing "to be or not to be" a lot, in the audience whilst
the most famous soliloquy.
Absolutely, and those are actually genuinely the 4 words that everybody in the English language knows. Whenever you say Shakespeare, they go, "To be or not to be." So it's, yeah.
But also, as well, the tour resumes on the 4th of January once you've had your Christmas break, and I know that Nigeria is one of the goals, well, one of the areas you're heading to, one of the countries. So that's quite personal. It must be quite personal for you because you were born in Nigeria,
yes.
and here you are going back to your homeland.
It's fantastic. Most of my family still live there, and I go back quite a lot. So it's going to be an amazing, amazing event. It's on I think it's between the 3rd and the 7th of March, somewhere in that area. But it's going to be fantastic. I mean, I suspect quite a lot of the audience will be family members,
which is a bit worrying because if they recognise you, they'll be screaming out, "Go there, go there, give it everything."
I hope not. I hope not.
That could throw you off your stride. But I mean, again, off camera, we were talking about the fact that certainly in this country, kids get introduced to Shakespeare when they read about it and when they read the plays in the classroom. Very, very briefly, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, to be honest, I don't think it's a particularly good thing. I think, these plays were not written to be read. They were written to be performed and watched. And, my first introduction to Shakespeare was by reading it, and I found it painfully boring. And it wasn't until much, much, much later on when, I got up on my feet and started performing, and then I saw a show where I was like, wow, this is actually incredible, So,
and it set you up for life.
And it set me up, it set me up for the next 2 years anyway.
OK, Ladi, look, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Have a good rest, good luck with the tour, and come back to us when it's over or when you get the next break.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Okay.